Two airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
We heard a big bang, and then we saw smoke coming out, and everybody started running out, and we saw the plane on the other side of the building, and there was smoke everywhere. People are jumping out the windows. Over there, they're jumping out the windows, I guess because they're trying to save themselves. I don't know.
On September 11th, 2001, two commercial jets crashed into the World Trade Centers.
The FBI's definition of terrorism is violent criminal acts committed by individuals and or groups to further ideological groups stemming from domestic influences such as those of a political, religious, social, racial, or environmental nature.
I think terrorism is used as a scapegoat, and here in the United States, whether it's when a white Christian shoots up a church or a school shooting, they fall back on religion.
I guess I would defer to the way the U.S. government defines it, but it's any kind of violence or threat of violence for a specific purpose. I don't know. I'd have to go back to the government's definition of terrorism and what the laws are for.
For me, I guess easy one sentence answer is killing innocent people. I think that when you have a reason to hate someone, I'm not condoning you killing somebody, but I understand it. If you're at war, I understand it. Someone's doing something to your loved ones, I understand it. But to just blow up a building with people in there that have nothing to do with your issue, I think that's terrorism. Of course, I guess that wouldn't be the official definition. The official definition would be, like when they say one man's terrorist, another man's freedom fighter. So people who don't have the weapons and don't have the ability to fight fair, or will figure out that it's okay to be a terrorist. And I guess sometimes it is.
What was your role during the 9/11 attacks?
My job was, as New York City Fire Commissioner, was strictly the World Trade Center, the whole.
What were your first or initial reactions to the attacks?
Holy shit. That was in Newark.
Okay.
I mean, I was driving over the Throgs Neck Bridge where you could see the city skyline, and I just saw a black, the pillar of smoke coming from Lower Manhattan, and it was so surreal. And there was no traffic on the road, and I stopped. I wish I had a camera. Wish I had a cell phone with a camera.
Yeah.
And it was the most intimidating thing I've ever saw.
Absolutely had no clue it was as bad as it was. Like I said, when I first pulled up to the building, I'm still thinking it was a small plane. As you get close to a building like that, you can see very little. So you look up 80 floors, 90 floors, you can't really see much. As I went through that open window, and I told you I saw that person, and I was wondering why all his glass is gone. And when I got in there, the chief said it was a commercial jet. That made me realize, oh my God, we've got a horrible, horrible incident here. This is a big, big deal. When the second plane hit, after we felt that vibration, then I was kind of, the first realization hit me that this was way, way past the capabilities of a fire department. This was now like a military operation.
What can we teach future generations to prevent something like this from happening again? And what precautions can we take?
And I don't think government is doing a great job of preventing it by just letting anybody that wants to walk into your country. That makes no sense to me. I don't think it's being prejudiced or anything to believe that everybody in the country should have an ID card. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And you decide if you want to have 1 million immigrants, fine. And you have 1 million immigrants that have a picture ID, and we know what part of the process they're in becoming citizens. I would have thought after September 11th, the next day, the process would have begun to find out who is in our country and make sure that no one got in after that we didn't want. And we've done just the opposite. We have politicians that are criminals, in my opinion. It's 30 years now we haven't addressed immigration. That's criminal. These guys and ladies take an oath. They take a check every week. They fly around like the big shots, but they're not doing their job. They're not even close to doing their job because you agree, disagree about partisanship and how many poor people and rich people, educated people you want in the country. You can't agree. Well, that's too bad. Then put some reasonable people in a room. Let them come up with a plan and let's go forward.
It all comes down to intelligence, which is what I did mostly was my job, meaning, how do we become aware of information that we need to follow up on? And one of the things, if you read the 9/11 Commission report, was that there was a lot of government agencies that had bits and pieces of the puzzle, but there was no way for it to be all put together. And one of the problems was that because you have the military, you have the CIA, you have the FBI, a lot of the material that they were gathering was considered classified material. And so part of the problem that the 9/11 Commission pointed out was that there was information that government agencies weren't even sharing with each other. And it's like, why would you, because we're all government employees, we all have security clearances, but some clearances are higher than the other. But the point was that there was material like one agency had that they wouldn't even share with another government agency. So the question was, how can we share the intelligence and how can we put the pieces of the puzzle together so that we can intervene?
The federal governments have to do a better job of providing PPEs and emergency life-saving measures and protect these men and women who run into harm's way.
What would you define 9/11 as?
But if you said to me, what was 9/11? It was horrible people that killed innocent people to send a strong message to the United States and the world. And they certainly were successful. I think their plan was brilliant. They've made us waste billions and billions and billions of dollars on security. They've changed the way we function. They've made it inconvenient for us to do so many things, travel and everything else. So they were very successful. They sent a strong message, but did it work? No, we went right back to Iraq and we screwed that up. Then we screwed up Iran. So we just don't seem to learn very well from our mistakes.
Elsa, it's Lynn. I only have a minute. I'm on United 93, and it's been hijacked by terrorists who say they have a bomb. Apparently, they have flown a couple of planes into the World Trade Center already, and it looks like they're going to take this one down as well. Mostly, I just wanted to say I love you, and I'm going to miss you. and please keep my love to my dad. Mostly, I just love you, and I just wanted to tell you that. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to tell you that again or not.
You look out your window right now. Can you see God about 4,000 feet, about 5 east of the airport right now? Looks like he's...
Yeah, I see him.
Do you see God? Look, is he descending for the building also?
He's descending really quick too, yeah.
Well, that's
2,500 feet now. He just dropped 800 feet in like one sweep.
That's another situation. What kind of airplane is that? Can you guys tell?
I don't know. I'll read it out in a minute. Another one just hit the building.
Wow.
Wow. Another one just hit it hard.
Another one just hit the World Trade.
The whole building just came apart.
Holy smokes. All right, I guess you guys can be busy.